Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Beyond Blood Sugar podcast. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been unpacking why midlife metabolism changes and why old strategies might not work anymore like they used to. And this is the final episode in the three-part series. And today we're going to be shifting gears a little bit because it's not just about understanding the problem anymore. It's about asking, what do I want my life to look like 10, 20, 40 years from now? And what am I doing today to build it? You may have heard of something called the Centenarian Decathlon. Dr. Peter Attia, he's the one I heard it from. And I don't know if he's the one who originated it or not, but it's this concept that's simple but powerful. What if you trained today, not just to feel better this month, but to be physically capable, for example, 80, 90, even 100 years old? Meaning, consider what you want to be able to do as an 80-year-old or a 100-year-old. And what do you need to be doing now such that you could do what you want to do then, right? So you want to walk up a flight of stairs at 100 years old. Great. What kind of cardio or squats or whatever do you need to be doing now to ensure that you can do that then, right? You get the idea. This is just one strength example, but that's what the whole concept is about. Here's the thing, though, for women, that mission is even more urgent, right? So today we're going to be diving into why midlife isn't just about managing symptoms. It's about setting up for future resilience. We'll cover why action now matters more than ever and how the choices you make today don't just change your next few years, they change your next few decades. Okay. Now, when most women think about midlife, the dominant story we hear is about decline. Am I right? Things slow down, energy drops, weight creeps up, and it all gets framed like some inevitable just slide downward. But that's not the full picture. Midlife isn't the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of the blueprint for how the second half of your life will actually unfold. Because here's the truth. Everything you're doing now or not doing is shaping the next 30, 40, 50 years of your health trajectory. Your metabolism, it's not reacting to today's breakfast or yesterday's workout alone. It's carrying the echoes of decades of input, stress loads that were never fully recovered from, nutrient depletions that were never fully restored, insulin signals that have been whispering or shouting for years, muscle reserves that are either built up or quietly lost, sleep debt that piled up even when you thought you could push through, right? Midlife is the tipping point where your body either starts compounding resilience or compounding fragility. The scary part, though, by the time the losses are obvious, when strength is hard to rebuild, when blood sugar regulation crashes, when recovery feels like it takes weeks instead of days, it's so much harder to reverse. But the exciting part is right now you're still incredibly adaptable. Okay. The work you put in now just doesn't just make you feel a little better for this year. Again, it sets up a future where you can move freely, travel easily, live independently, bounce back from injuries, enjoy your life on your terms. This isn't about fear, it's about agency. Because while you can't undo the stress your body has endured in the past, you can absolutely rewrite the trajectory from here on out. Okay. Midlife is when you draft the plan for the rest of your life and it's still able to be edited, right? It's when you still have the pen in your hand. And the kind of future you want, it's not going to be built by accident. It's built by the signals you send today, the stability you create now, compounding over the next decades into strength, freedom, vitality. This is your draft phase. And what you write here shapes everything that comes next. Now, when you hear, quote, midlife health, most of what gets talked about is weight, the scale, calories, pounds lost or gained. But if we zoom out, which I love to do, and if we're serious about building the kind of life we actually want to live, those aren't the only real markers that matter anymore. The real markers that matter are how much muscle you're carrying, how sensitive your body still is to insulin, how resilient your system is to stress, injury, recovery, adaptation. Because the further you move through midlife, the more your body naturally loses muscle mass each year, unless you intentionally fight for it, which you can do and you should do. And muscle isn't just about looking toned or, lifting heavier weights. It's your largest sink for glucose. It's your buffer against insulin resistance. It's your reserve tank for recovery after illness or injury. It's your literal independence as you age. Okay. The women who stay strong, energized, and independent into their 70s, 80s, 90s, they aren't necessarily the ones that stayed the thinnest. They're the ones who stayed the strongest, the most metabolically stable, the most adaptable. And insulin, again, it's not just a blood sugar hormone. It's the global traffic control. We talked about this in last episode. And if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. But it's the controller as to, whether your body is building or breaking down. When insulin signaling is clean and stable, your body can prioritize muscle repair, hormone balance, energy production. When it's distorted, even subtly, everything starts shifting towards, storing fat, fatigue, fragility. So this is why the strategies that worked in your 20s and 30s, like cutting carbs harder, fasting longer, pushing through harder workouts, might start to backfire. And I'm all for all those things, by the way. How you do them matters, though. Okay. How you do them matters because they're not aimed at what actually matters now in the way that you used to do them. Okay. In midlife, your metabolism isn't asking for you to be smaller. It's asking you to be more stable, more nourished, more resilient. Weight and calories still matter. Okay. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. But you're not trying to simply manage a number on the scale anymore. You're investing in a foundation that lets you stay vibrant and energetic and strong and capable for decades to come, hopefully. And if you shift your focus from just chasing weight loss to chasing metabolic stability, muscle preservation, and insulin sensitivity, you're changing the entire game now. And not just for now, actually, but for years to come. One of the biggest traps that women fall into in midlife is this idea that they can wait until things calm down to start rebuilding. Wait until we're through menopause. Wait until work is less busy. Wait until the kids are grown. Wait until the stress eases up. Wait until they feel more motivated. But here's the hard truth. The longer you wait, the steeper the climb gets because your body isn't staying neutral while you delay. It's still adapting. It's still responding to the environment it's living in. And if that environment is chronically stressed, under-muscled, insulin-resistant, nutrient-depleted, then every year that goes by, the foundation that you're standing on gets a little bit weaker. You lose a little bit more muscle mass. Your insulin resistance deepens. Your mitochondrial capacity, your energy production engines, shrink. And while it might not feel like a crisis today, 5 or 10 years from now, that hidden erosion shows up to where you can't ignore it anymore. And that looks like things, slower recovery from injury, higher risk of fractures, falls, hospitalizations, even more metabolic disease, less physical freedom. What you're building right now or what you're not building will absolutely determine how you feel and function 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. And that's why I love this concept from Dr. Peter Attia called the Centenarian Decathlon. It's the idea that you should train today, not just for your current life, but for the life you want at 80, 90, 100 years old. Okay? Meaning Can you get up off the floor without help down the road? Hopefully you can now. Can you carry your own groceries? Can you recover from illness without a huge setback? Can you hike, travel, lift, play? And the training for that life doesn't start when you're 75. It starts now. And if you are 75, then the training for the life when you're 90 starts now. Okay? It starts now when you still have the time to build the reserves you'll need later. Every year you wait makes it harder to reclaim. Every year you invest makes it easier to protect. Okay? That's the real urgency. It's not about chasing the number on the scale. It's about building the scaffolding that will hold up or hold your future life up. And the beautiful part, you don't need extremes. Okay. You don't need to train like an athlete or overhaul your life overnight. You just need to stop delaying and start moving steadily, intentionally, consistently towards a different future. Because the alternative isn't standing still, it's sliding quietly towards fragility without realizing it until it's much harder to reverse. Okay. If you're starting to realize why waiting isn't an option, the next question is naturally, what should I be doing right now? And again, it's not about perfection. It's not about doing everything tomorrow. It's about rebuilding your system and its ability to respond slowly, steadily, in a way that stacks over time. Real life, midlife recovery starts with three non negotiables. Number one, muscle first, not cardio first. Okay. Muscle isn't just about strength again. It's about blood sugar control, metabolic health, hormonal resilience, injury prevention, and even cognitive protection. If you're not actively building or preserving muscle, you are actively losing it. Resistance training, even at a basic beginner level, has to move to the top of the list. Has to. Okay. Number two, metabolic signals over macro counting. Instead of obsessing over, oh, I had 20 carbs a day instead of 10 or calories or, your exact fasting windows, the focus should shift to stability. Okay. Eating enough to fuel your muscles, prioritizing protein, keeping blood sugar swings minimal by anchoring your meals intelligently. The goal is sending calm, stable signals that your metabolism can actually build from. And finally, number three, recovery as a strategy, not a reward. Recovery isn't what you earn after you punish your body. Okay. Maybe it once was. I know for me it was. But it's a proactive strategy that needs to be built in from the beginning. That means real sleep, real stress downshifting, real time for your nervous system to come out of emergency mode daily, not just once a year on vacation. Because you can't build strength, repair insulin sensitivity, or rebuild hormonal resilience in a body that never feels safe. Okay. Midlife recovery isn't a diet, it's not a program, it's a shift in how you operate. You lift because you're training for your future. You fuel because your metabolism needs stability, not starvation. You recover because your hormones won't stabilize without it. And when you stack those three things consistently, your energy rebuilds, your cravings chill out, your body composition naturally starts shifting, and you become metabolically flexible. Okay? That's the work. It's not sexy, it's not fast, but it's the work that gives you your future back. Okay? So again, every year you delay building strength or stabilizing your signals or reclaiming that recovery, the harder it gets to rebuild, the steeper the decline becomes, and the more fragile your metabolism and even your future resilience becomes. The work you put in now doesn't just change how you feel now, it changes how you feel for the rest of your life. And the sooner you start lifting, fueling wisely, stabilizing your metabolism, and giving your body real recovery, the more future you have available to you. And not just more years, okay? More quality, more strength, more energy, more freedom. That's the goal. That's the real win. Not just getting back to where you were at 30, but building a new foundation strong enough to carry you into the next however many decades with power, not fragility. Okay. So if this episode lit that fire for you, even just a spark, don't lose the spark. The next round of my program is opening soon, and it's designed exactly for this moment to build metabolic resilience, to retrain insulin sensitivity, to reconnect you to a body that actually responds to you again, and to give you that strategy and the support to start stacking wins that actually last. So if you want first access, early bonus content to be part of the next wave of transformation, make sure you get on the wait list. You'll find the link in the show notes. This is your time, okay? Let's build the next chapter on your terms. Stronger, steadier, and more capable than ever. So thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.